Hi everyone, welcome to Module 3. So in this module, we're going to focus on state preemption and its role in shaping environmental governance within intergovernmental systems. And we're going to build on earlier discussions of federalism and intergovernmental conflict. We're going to examine how state governments assert authority over local governments and the practical consequences that follow when local regulatory efforts are limited or overridden. So, Module 3 really centers on environmental policy because it's one of the most common and contested areas of state preemption. So, environmental issues like air quality, land use, waste management, and energy development are often experienced most directly at the local level. Cities and counties can respond by adopting ordinances or enforcing strategies tailored to local conditions. At the same time, states frequently seek to maintain uniform regulatory frameworks, arguing that consistency supports economic activity, regulatory clarity, and statewide policy goals. These competing perspectives kind of create recurring points of conflict within intergovernmental systems. A key theme in this module is how courts shape the boundaries of authority. Judicial decisions play a central role in determining whether local governments or may regulate in areas already addressed by state law. The cases examined in the module show how courts interpret statutory language, how they assess conflicts between state and local action, and they reinforce state primacy when legislatures have signaled an intent to occupy a regulatory field. These rulings are not just abstract legal exercises, right? They have direct implications for how public administrators operate and for the tools that local governments have available. During this module, we're also going to highlight the administrative consequences of state preemption. When local authority is restricted, cities may lose enforcement mechanisms, revenue streams, or regulatory leverage, even while remaining accountable to residents who expect local solutions to visible environmental problems. So these dynamics place local administrators in difficult positions, particularly when they are responding to public health concerns or environmental risks without any meaningful regulatory authority. So, environmental governance provides a useful lens for examining intergovernmental relations because it often involves overlapping responsibilities across federal, state, local, and sometimes tribal governments. Federal standards kind of shape state policy choices, and the states define the scope of local authority, and local governments interact most directly with affected communities. So, understanding how these layers interact kind of help clarify why conflict is a predictable feature of decentralized governance rather than an exception. Although this module introduces legal constraints and it focuses on legal constraints, it also considers how local governments respond after preemption occurs. Even when formal authority is limited, cities can pursue some alternative strategies, such as collaboration with state agencies, negotiation with regulated entities, and advocacy for policy change. So these responses kind of illustrate the adaptive nature of intergovernmental governance and the importance of administrative strategy within constrained systems. For Module 3, you're going to have two deliverables. You're going to have your discussion and you're going to have a reflection. So, as you work through the module, pay close attention to how state preemption reshapes authority, how it limits local discretion, and how it influences environmental governance outcomes. These dynamics will continue to inform our discussion of intergovernmental relations across the course. And as always, if you have any questions as you work through this module or any other module, please reach out via the Canvas inbox. Thanks. Bye.